Well, I'm headed up to Paradise to deliver the glider, and we're about to go over the Milwaukee Bridge right now, which is glued together with super glue. It fell down by it during construction years and years ago, but it's been holding up pretty good. A lot of people won't drive over it. They'll take the 675 bypass around the bridge. There used to be a drawbridge here that caused massive backups going up north and coming back, because there was a mill over here on the east side. I'm going north, so it'd be on the right. And after they built this super expensive glued back together bridge, the thing closed up, so the ships didn't need to go through anymore. So it just turned out to be a huge waste of money anyway. So here we are on the Milwaukee Bridge, and I'll do a little bit of video here and there as we head up north to deliver the glider. Well, here we're just up north of West Branch, and this is kind of where you start getting in the rolling hills from the glaciers during the Ice Age. So you can see quite a ways from up here. You go up and down these long gradual hills. There's truck lanes on the right. This one's ending, and they have trucks merging back over. Alright, this is the 45th parallel. Right there in that bump where the road changed color actually was the 45th parallel. We're actually going closer to the North Pole now than the equator. Looks like the Mackinac Bridge is 58 miles. Sault Ste. Marie is 115. Well, you can see the suspension, the towers on the bridge from here. We're still 5 miles, 8 miles, maybe even 10 miles from the Mackinac Bridge. 276.7 miles from my driveway to here. The bridge is 5 miles long. This is the last exit before the bridge. There's the Straits, Lake Huron on the right, Lake Michigan on the left. And Mackinac Island's off there to the right. I don't know if it shows up in the GoPro or not, but that land off to the right out there in the water is Mackinac Island, and you can see the Grand Hotel from here. And I don't know if that shows up on the video or not either. Really beautiful out here on the streets. I've been on this bridge when it's been so foggy you can't see the towers. I've been on it in every kind of weather there has been, including snow. I've been under the bridge in a boat. I've been over the bridge in a seaplane. It's really a beautiful bridge. And Labor Day weekend, you can walk the bridge if you want. They have you can walk from St. Ignace to Mackinac City, I think, and you can take a bus one way or the other. Been stopped on that grating there. You can look right down to the water when you're I've been stopped on it because of construction or accidents or what have you on the bridge, and totally see right down to the water. You can hear the tires singing on that car going by on it. We're doing about 35 right now. We're almost to the center of the bridge. This is the center right here, and we're at 803 feet above sea level right here. For my Aussie relatives, you'll have to convert that to the metric system. We still use the SAE system here in the US. Don't see any freighters in the streets today. Usually there's freighters. There's a painting crew on the left. I guess you can help them out if you don't have money to pay for your bridge fare. I think the first paying car that crossed the Mackinac Bridge was a 1950 Chevrolet station wagon, and it used to be in a glass case down here at the end of the bridge by the toll plazas, and then it ended up in some museum in Grand Rapids in their storage. And probably about 20 years ago, somebody, I think the F. Goodrich, found it and got it out and got it back in running order, and they drove it across the bridge for one of the antique auto shows. And I have video of it, but unfortunately a lot of the video I have is VHS, so I have to find the video of it and maybe GoPro it on the TV and put it on YouTube for everyone to watch. That 50 Chevrolet was quite nice. It was all original. It was kind of a green. It was, you know, it was beat down, but still ran and drove with its original engine, gearbox. I think it had a 216 inline 6 and a 3 on the tree in it. Now we're at the toll plazas. Everyone's heading towards the Upper Peninsula. This is the peak of the tourist season, and that's probably the biggest revenue for the Upper Peninsula is tourist. I'll pause this or stop it while we're sitting here and I'll start it back up when we get up a little closer. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
the Upper Peninsula. And this is the town of Moran, kind of in the middle of nowhere on US 23 in the Upper Peninsula. And the person that used to live in the house that I bought moved here. So he went from a pretty urban area to an extremely rural area. I don't know which house is his. There isn't very many houses here. But this is where he moved to. Tequamanon Falls, 43 miles. We're going to go over the Tequamanon River too. Well, we're coming up to Tequamanon Falls State Park. The lower Rivermouth campground's on the left here. There's a boat ramp on the right. And then this is the river right here we're going to go over. We might, if we have time, we'll get the boat out. And we'll go up the river, maybe to the falls. I don't know if we'll go all the way to the falls. There's a couple areas where it's pretty shallow and you got to put the engine up and use the trolling motor to get up the river. Straight ahead is Whitefish Bay. That's part of Lake Superior. The point is where the Edmund Fitzgerald sank. To the left is the Tequamanon River. To the right is Whitefish Bay. Well, we're coming into Paradise. It says entering Paradise. Glad you made it. There's the Whitefish Township School. I think Lynne said they had maybe 2 or 3 graduated from the school. There's like 13 students K through 12. This is just nothing but snowmobiles in the wintertime. Their big season here is the snowmobilers in the winter. There is 100,000 miles of RV trails up here. You do a left at this blinking light, that'll take you to Tequamanon Falls. We're going to go straight through. This pickup decides what they're doing. Alright, it's off to the, we're halfway between the point and town where we're going. You can see where their winter delivery is there on the right. Snow gets pretty deep up here. And this is the driveway here where my dad and Lynne live. In the winter time he has to snowblow all this. I gave him my tractor with the snowblower attachment. First year he lived up here, oh no, we don't need it. Second year he's like, can I take your tractor with the snowblower up north? Yeah, it's a lot to do with a walk-behind snowblower, so he uses a tractor. He can do it in 3 passes, clear it all. Looks like somebody mowed the center of the driveway. Usually it's berms and stuff. Somebody mowed the sides too. I like it better natural. No, my dad didn't mow it because he didn't take the mower deck to the tractor. He only took the snow blower. He didn't take the snow plow either. You can't push the snow anywhere up here. You have to have a snow blower. Just too much snow for a plow. They're useless up here. Well, here we are. I'll back in so we can unload the glider. Well, here we are at the Bunting Glider's new home. It's out of the pickup, and it's in the on the deck. That's Whitefish Bay out there. We'll go out and have a seat on it and enjoy it. Okay, here's the long-awaited porch glider that Howard spent hours and hours and hours welding, and they had it powder coated a little bright yellow and white, but by golly, that's what we wanted. And Howard has delivered it to Whitefish. He's delivered it, I'll say it again, to Whitefish Point in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan on Lake Superior. And this is the view that Howard has sitting here looking out at the freighters. And there's Lynne, who owns the glider, and there is Whitefish Bay. I don't think Eddie could care less about the glider, could you, Eddie?